What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to Vancouver's Worst Drivers. I'm going to start this video off with this driver who just turns left one block too early and ends up going the wrong way down the viaducts. Of course Nick is honking at this guy at this point, but hopefully he got the clue before he hits somebody head on. And then at Driving Failures captures this video where this guy was supposed to be turning left. Instead, this cyclist is turning left, but cuts over the lane just to go into the bike lane. No shoulder check, no signal, no nothing. Guy's pretty lucky in this situation. So then we got this clip from North Van where this pickup truck driver is just in such a rush to get gas that he just almost smokes Hatchie right here. You must be thinking, wow, these are just great gas prices. But no, he just ends up turning right up a street up here. So basically he used the gas station to save himself about 10 seconds of time and almost get an accident in the process. We've all seen drivers drive the wrong way down a one-way street in Vancouver, but this one's unusual because this guy does it right in front of a cop. You can tell this cop just wants to go home for the day, like he's just so done with just working that he just doesn't care, doesn't even give this guy a ticket, and just wants to go straight home. Dan captures this driver who's just so impatient, he decides to pass this truck on the wrong side of the road around a corner. This guy wins the Darwin Award for sure. This driver up ahead almost hits Snoozy Woozy head on because he's just so impatient to turn left. And if you look at the rear camera, you can see that this guy has just unlimited space and time to turn left, but instead risks an accident to save maybe 2 seconds of time. We got another close call clip. This time this is in Edmonds. This driver decides to do a U-turn at a terrible time. No visibility, tons of cars around. You can tell the guy on the right is just completely shook, just saw his life flash before his eyes. Probably needs a little bit of a breather before he starts driving again. All right, I think good to go. This is going to be one of the closest close calls I have seen in a while. This driver turns left right in front of Big Boy Glenn, and Big Boy Glenn misses guy by inches. Look how close he is to this car. Maple Leaf Rider is casually driving through the ICBC parking lot and runs into this driver who just doesn't understand which side of a road he's supposed to be on. If he's trying to renew his license, I really think ICBC should take a hard look at him and just be like, yeah, no. And here's a runner-up for a Darwin Award. This gentleman who thinks it's a great and sound, logical idea to smoke a cigarette in a gas station. Grey Wolf ran into this unfortunate situation where this end driver decides to turn left right in front of them and then slam on his brakes. Fortunately, Grey Wolf has a dashcam in this situation. Here's the aftermath of the accident. Let me know in the comment section below who you guys think ICBC is going to side with, Grey Wolf or this other end driver. And then good old Mr. Raymond captured this photo right here on Canada Way. We don't even need to discuss who's at the fault here. This guy is driving the wrong way and gets a head-on accident. You can only just imagine what the guy is telling ICBC over the phone when he makes a claim. Yeah, I had this flashback to my trip in England, and all of a sudden this driver just came out of nowhere, and then I just hit him. Definitely the guy in the blue SUV's at fault here, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so let's get into some police karma videos here. This motorcycle demonstrates perfectly why you don't speed on Highway 1, because the likelihood of you running into a cop on Highway 1 is very, very, very high, any time of the day. And then there's this BMW driver that's just a little too impatient, and the problem is, even though you're impatient, you can't drive the wrong way down a street to get around traffic. This biker thinks he's so clever driving down the shoulder of a highway. Unfortunately for him, the cop is also on a motorcycle. This left turn by this cab driver is questionable at best. This is why we need Uber. I'm just kidding. Obviously, we have Uber. But I'm actually thinking about driving for Uber. For those of you guys who are driving or have driven for Uber, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about driving for them. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Keep your eye on the two SUVs on the left here. It's kind of one of those situations where you and your buddy are driving and you're both driving different cars and you kind of say, oh yeah, follow me, I know where it is. But realistically, you have no idea where you're going and you're kind of driving all over the place. This is kind of what that reminds me of. Hey, dum-dum, guess what? It's not a four-way stop. Here's a couple drivers that struggle to shoulder check. This SUV was actually forced into oncoming traffic because this guy wasn't even shoulder checking. And then this driver, this woman was old. I'm talking like 80s, 90s. No signal, no shoulder check. Just typical Vancouver driving for you. This video clip is hilarious. So this Jeep up ahead, he's signaling right. He's going to fake right, but then drive right through the intersection on a red. Does this count as running a red light if it's like a fake like that? Anna captures this SUV kind of drifting into her lane, no signal whatsoever. She honks, like let him know, hey, you're drifting into this lane. Then he's like swerving back and forth, not sure what that's all about. And then as Anna's trying to pass, then he swerves at her again. Buddy, just take some accountability for your actions. What the hell? So keep your eye on the left. This driver just doesn't really seem to understand the islands with the yellow striped lines. And then Andy Chung also runs into almost an identical situation. And Andy actually almost hits this guy because he's trying to turn left. And this Chrysler is driving up behind him on the island. People, there's a reason why there's an island there. Let's get into a whole bunch of close call clips, starting with this one from Andre. Van driver doesn't even try and look left in this situation. Andre has to come to a complete stop. And then this white SUV either runs his stop sign or his red light. Either or, it's just as bad. Oh, and then you got the classic U-turn while other people are driving around you move, which is demonstrated by this black SUV right here. Followed up by the classic not using your side mirrors or shoulder checking move, as we discussed earlier. And then this truck driver almost hits Liam and is completely unfazed by Liam honking at him to let him know he's there. This one's a little bit harder to see, but keep your eye on the white car. You can see, based on the shadow, how close this guy gets to Andre. Almost hits the side of his car. And then another close call by Michael. This time his food delivery car almost drives right into the front of his vehicle. And then the lesson here is, just because someone is turning right doesn't mean the guy behind that person is turning right. This cab driver rolled his stop sign and cut Dylan off in the process, and Dylan was not impressed by this move and decided to give this cab driver a little bit of talk. Take a listen to the audio.
Stop at the stop sign.
I stopped.
No, you didn't stop.
I don't know why I've been seeing more and more cars without their headlights or their taillights on, but this fad has got to stop right now. Here's a bunch of red light runners for you, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, okay? First of all, if you're driving along and at an intersection, everybody behind you is stopped, you may have read a red light. And the scary thing about red light runners is they cost probably the province thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars from all the accidents, injuries, just because they're not paying attention. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're out there, make sure the light is green. That's all I ask. Dan captures this dash cam footage of a silver car letting this pedestrian out at just basically like the worst spot. Like the level of inconsiderateness is like next level. And then here's another inconsiderate move. This Tesla thinking that he or she can run right through green lights and cut people off just because they drive a Tesla. This end driver is going to turn right from a middle lane, and they're an end driver right now. I can't imagine what their driving is going to be like in a few years from now. This black car is going to use a bus lane just to basically create their own lane because, you know, why the hell not? But unfortunately for this guy, as you can see later on, he doesn't realize that there's an unmarked car around and he literally gets pulled over exactly where it says bus lane in huge letters. I got a good laugh from his video from Alan. So this moto car has a left turn arrow. They're just parked there. I don't think they realize how these arrows kind of work because the moment this light goes green, then they're going to try to proceed left. Like, I think they should reread their ICBC manual. So up ahead is a no right turn on a red sign. And look how many people proceed through anyways. So you got the silver SUV, so that's one. Then you got this Jeep, that's two. And then a car or a truck right behind him, that's three now. And then, so this BMW stops, which is great. The problem is also BMW doesn't know how to stay on the lines and cuts right in front of Robert here. And then finally, Chris captures this dashcam footage where these two pickup truck drivers It looks like they're kind of like street racing. I don't know. But they're even driving on the wrong side of the road to get around other drivers. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of confused. When did street racing with pickup trucks ever become a thing? As always, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you like this video, consider hitting the subscribe button, thumbs up, comment, whatever you want to do. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at Vancouver's Worst Drivers YouTube. And hope you guys are doing okay during this COVID situation. And I think we can see the light at the end of a tunnel. So just keep holding on there.